tell him! You tell him I'm coming! Tell him I'm fucking coming!
Straight out of Brooklyn face. It's the GodMode podcast. GodMode podcast. GodMode podcast.
This podcast is sponsored by Blue Wall Street. Blue Wall Street for all your recording artists' needs. This podcast is sponsored by No Filter Radio. No Filter Radio, new episodes out now. This podcast is sponsored by Blueprint. For all your merchandising needs, do Blueprint. This podcast is sponsored by the Mopai Corporation. The Mopai Corporation, where our business is sound itself. This podcast is sponsored by GodMode Studios. Give us coordinates and we'll drop bombs on them. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 203. You know what I'm saying? Back at it, man. Just get my peripherals in order real fast, and we will commence. You know what I'm saying? There we go. All the chat feeds are up. Yeah. Good shit. Now I just got to position these to where I can see them. There we go. Tie guy to God. What up, son? There we go. All right, we'll do it like this so I can see everybody chatting, because I know I missed a bunch of people last time talking on the YouTube and shit. And Charles Price, want to give you a shout out for that. I'm sorry I didn't answer shit because I didn't see what up, Ty, man. What are you doing? So, yeah. So we're back at it again. Stress testing this bitch. Let's hope it doesn't fucking crash. If you see me go, that means I go dead. But until then, we're going to try to build a beat. The unofficial sponsor for this evening's podcast is going to be, of course, Twisted Tea. And do follow me into the Beat Studio, where we will now do some shit. Just like that. Man, now I got to flip through all these damn things. There we go. Bong. All right. Time, man, get your ass down here. Let's do a show. Let's do a show, man. I need to see I need to see you spit on these mics over here, pops. You know what I'm saying? And next week I'm gonna come up there and do an episode of Daddy's Home. So I'll probably see you over there, probably. All right, now let's look at tonight's Tale of the Take. Sample I got today is going to be right up in here like this, and I've skipped ahead on a few steps if there's any new machine users, but I purposely left a couple of things undone in order to show us while we're doing it live. Let me real quick just cue up my other mic so that y'all can hear me when I turn the hell around here. No, not you. Is it you? No. Then it must be you. Ha! It's a beautiful thing. All right. So, I'm using Pro Tools as my live monitor, which is hilarious. The most expensive recording studio being used to broadcast my mic voice. Fuck it. Let's be bougie. You know what I'm saying? Let's be bougie on this. Gotta moisturize, son. Anyways. So the Tale of the Take goes something like this. I didn't set the tempo yet on purpose. It's still at 120, which is the standard for when you open up a new project. So... Okay, Ty. Okay, let's talk about you coming on the show. You know what I mean? Keep it all show. What the fuck? All right. Anyway, So we got that. Now, so again, the sample here, the one I'm using, I'll play it out real quick and I'll show you how I essentially dress the session up in order to proceed. So this is what we have right now. Just one button push will give us this. And this is today's sample. Okay. So normally $120 will not do because this sample is 83 at its core BPM. So first and foremost, I'm gonna push the tempo button on the machine right here. All right. Let me move this fucking YouTube out of the way so see what the hell I'm doing here. Sorry, YouTube, you must move. Boom. All right. So right here is your tempo button. Okay. Hit that son bitch. And just dial it back to the desired tempo, which in this case is going to be 83. Boom. Turn tempo off. So now we're going to want this sample to loop on itself. And I already have it set up in a 4-bar scene. Now that's pretty much the first thing you're going to do when you get in there is set up a scene. The way you would do that, hit the scene button up here on the machine. Boom. You hit that and kind of hold it. And you would select the one I already you know, any one of these. Like here, I'll select another one. Boom. So we can have another scene added, but right now we're working on this one here. You set with the dial over here, you're going to set your length. So, you know what I mean? Mine is set to 4 bars. And let go of scene. So that creates the scene, all right? I don't know why this shit just says scene 2 now, but whatever the fuck. Doesn't even matter. Let me delete the one I've attempted to start here. Boom. And just to be a douche, this will now be scene 1 again. Fuckers. Now that we have all that set up, now we need the sample to loop on itself. All right? So how do we do that? In the scene, we're going to create a pattern. So once you have the scene created, you want to create that shit first. Then we're going to hit the pattern button. Boom, pattern. Hit any one of the squares underneath. So we're going to hit the first one. While holding the pattern button, you see I'm holding it the whole time. We're going to stretch the length of this to what you want. In this case, I want it at 4 bars. Let go. And now you have a scene for that particular group. Okay, which in this case is our sample group. So then we're going to take the sample, which is on sound 1, and we're just going to stretch it across like so. Now another thing I like to do is I like to put the sound itself into something they call Adsr mode. Let me show you what that is and why I like using it anyway. So the first thing you do, go to sound while you have the highlighted sound in question. Bong. So now you come up to this screen right here. We're going to go to pitch and envelope. Bong. And right now it's set for 1 shot. Now what does 1 shot mean? When I hit it, it plays the entire sample without me touching anything else. Okay? And that's what 1 shot mode means. But if I want to layer it and I want to do stuff to it, it'll play over itself. Like shift choke to stop that, by the way. So I don't want that. Some people do, I don't. So what we're going to do is change it from 1 shot to Adsr. Now what does that mean? Now, theoretically, if I didn't have that little pattern laid out right there, which is the green, you know, the green line, which tells it to play the whole thing across, or essentially what that means is hold the button, is what that's saying. What it does here is when I push it, and then I let go, it stops. I like doing that in my samples because sometimes I want to cut a sample short, do you know what I mean? And I don't want it to play out the rest of the way, or in between patterns I want, you know, a little space for a drop, or, you know, that kind of shit. So that's why I do that. So now that we have this thing set up, let's play it and see if it actually fits within the 4 bars. Oh yeah, by the way, you're at the beginning when you are now IDDQD. Perfect. You see how it stops right away when I stop the track. That's another good feature of ADSR, because if I had it in one shot and I stopped the track, the sample would play through until the sample was actually finished. That's not always what I want. So, alright, so we got that set up now. And what's going on my Twitch people? What's going on my YouTube people? Let me bring my YouTube people back up. Hey, what's happening? Alright. You know what? Real quick, right before we get into this shit hard body, let me share this session with some of my music heads, and let's see what happens. Beats and instrumentals, okay. Podcasts, music. These are all the music groups. Podcast support community. I don't think 90s hip hop's gonna want to know me. Definitely posted in GodMode music. I heard them guys are pretty cool. Yeah, that's for money. Sure, why not? Yeah, you got it. And boom. Alright, what else is going on here? Music. Yes. I'll take music. Okay. And Podcast Nation. Sure, why not? Music promotion and networking. Yeah, why not? And okay. All right. That's enough. Now. All right, so we got all this going now. So now we have the sample looped, and essentially we're ready to put a beat to this bitch. But one thing I want to do, which I didn't do yet, is put my mastering software, or put my isotope Ozone 7 onto the master track, because I have a couple of presets. Ozone 7, I definitely recommend Ozone 7. It's some dope ass shit. And we're gonna pull up Ozone 7. You guys are not gonna see my plugins, unfortunately, because I didn't get that far in regards to showing it to you, but bear with me for a sec. I'm gonna put, there's presets along with this, and I've went ahead and modified the vintage hip hop preset in this, and that's what I've been using for a lot of my shows. And just listen to the difference that made on the sample itself, right? Gives it a little more body, and it already has like that little tape fade on it, but it kind of gives it a little more to it. I like that. So now we're gonna go to our drum track for the evening, and this drum track I chose from the Machine expansion, which is the expansion is called Infamous Flow, and the kit is called the Chomp Kit. Now, one thing I did with this kit is, let me show you guys. All right, they had a metaverb on this thing as a preset, and it kind of made it feel like, here, I'll raise it to where they had it. Made it feel like real wet and spongy and shit. So I said, fuck that. I took it down, and I kind of like that dry feeling on there. So, and matter of fact, now that I think about it, let me give it like 5%. Barely noticeable. Barely noticeable. Let's see which point it actually starts to be noticeable. Let's go to 15%. like that. Pro Tools for what is the question, Tyler? Am I using Fruity Loops or Pro Tools? I'm using Pro Tools as my direct monitoring source, meaning like it's insignificant to what you guys are hearing. Like I use Pro Tools in the background here, and I arm a channel, and I do that so I can hear my own voice in the headphones, kind of thing. I use that more for podcasting stuff. Because, you know, kind of creates an atmosphere when you're in the headphones and you're hearing yourself, and it's zero lag. That's the most important thing, because a lot of stuff gives you latency. So, you know, it's the classic clap kind of thing. So this gives me no lag. But for the music stuff, I'm using Native Instruments Machine software. Yeah, that's Machine. This is the Machine software. I'm a big fan of using the Machine software. This is the program where all of my beats are constructed on. And, right. So, yeah, there's a bunch of shit running in the background here that enables me to, you know, show stuff or whatever. But, more or less, that's what I'm really running on. Just really trying to, because I got YouTube open as well. I want to be able to see everybody and chat with everybody, because I've been freaking guilty of not, because I didn't see shit. Alright, so is this the chat window? Yes, okay, good. So I could do it like that. This is good. Now I can see everybody. Alright. So now, again, this is the kit we're going to be using. Again, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a pattern for the for this group. Okay, so we're going to hit pattern on the machine. 1, and we're going to expand that to there, like so. And then scene 1. They've added a bunch of things to the machine. And I see. So you want, yeah, this is the new addition. So what they have it set as clip up here, if you look right where my finger is at. So we're going to change it to pattern. Now, to be real, I don't know what the exact difference is for now in regards to clips and patterns, but clips are going to look like they're more flexible in regard to what you can do with them in the scenes. But usually I have no problem with working with patterns in the scenes, because that's what I've been doing for a while. So I'm just going to keep that the way I've been doing it. So again, when you hit pattern, switch it from clip to scene, to pattern, from clip to pattern right up here. And then create pattern and drag it out to the length you want. So as you can see, now we have a little, you know, our sample, 4 bars, and then our beat, which is our drums, which is empty right now. So, having said that shit, let me get up here. Hope you can still hear me. Ooh, yeah, that mic holder makes a ridiculous noise. Get this thing out of the way. All right. Let's see what we can come up with. Just loop the bitch. Restart and loop. And just play it until you come up with a pattern that's what you like. You know? Alright, so me, I'm gonna need a metronome, so for the metronome, shift, tap. volume of the sample group a little bit so I can hear myself here, and we can mix it in later. Okay, I like this. So once you're kind of happy with what you're playing, and again, don't worry about making mistakes on this shit. It's not, even if you fuck up on the pattern, it's really easily fixable. So just play about what you're thinking, and then you can correct it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to like play the shit out right every time. You know what I mean? So here we go. So a lot of it is off beat now, right? But you can hit shift quantize, bomb. Most of the time when you're set up in a 1-16 format, you turn on tap now, then it'll put the shit right in the place where you want it, on the 4 on the floor format, you know. Alright. So now, I could keep adding stuff to this, but the way I've always done it, as you can see up here on the Machine Jam, we have our first pattern set up that I just did of us playing this drum. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this pattern so I can add more stuff to it, and later on when I'm switching in between, like, do I want hi-hats or do I want this pattern or that pattern, they'll be available. And the way you would do that is hit the pattern button, and it goes up here where it says duplicate. Hit pattern, duplicate. Bomb. So now we've just duplicated this pattern, and you see another light up here, Now, right now they're the same because the second one is an exact copy of what the other one was. But now I can start editing it, and it won't edit the first one, you know? So I'll be creating a new pattern on top of it. So we'll do, let's go into no repeat, just for fun. Now, grant you, I could play this just like this. You know what I mean? But if I do it mechanically, it just turns out to be easier, and I can also modify the way it switches with the buttons up here. If you look up here on the machine, you're gonna see 1/8. 116, you know, 116T, which is, you know, triplet setup, and I can modify that live while recording it. You know what I'm saying? So it could be like, right? So it makes it easier, but again, there's so many ways to skin a cat in this shit that it doesn't, that you can go any way you want with it. It just depends on your creative process, right? So let's use it, okay? So that same pattern I just played out, all right? So then we have, here we go. And there, it records on point every time. So it makes it a lot easier. It makes it a shit ton easier to put your hi-hats in. You know, at least for when you're beginning. Right, so this one up here, I'd want to stretch it out a little bit, like that. Now you can go ahead and mess with your velocities and all that kind of stuff, and see if that helps you any. But at this point, I'm going to keep those right where they're at. Hey, what's going on, Catherine? How you doing? All right. Now, what I was saying before in regards to the patterns. All right, so now we have this pattern that I just made, right? And then there's the pattern that we had before that doesn't have any hi-hats. And this is really makes it easier for when you arrange the instrumental later, you know what I mean? So, and that's how that's done. If you don't have a machine jam, do not fret. You just pick the patterns in the machine which you can find, you know. So now what we'll do is, because I also use the machine as a really cool mixer. This fucking thing is really awesome for that kind of shit. So I'm kind of leveling out the sample and the drums a little bit, and then I'm going to go into the drums individually. All right, by pressing level and hitting any one of the pads. I'm going to take down the hi-hats just a skosh. Take note, repeat. Kind of like that. Now it would take a simple drag of one of these to make that happen, right? All right, but what I'm gonna do is, again, with the same theory that we've had, is I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate the pattern. So I take the pattern, duplicate again, bang. Now a third one appears here. So now this is the one we're gonna take and put the open hi-hats on. You know, and at this point, it's all your own creativity about what you're doing with it. So in this case, I'm gonna take this and make a little triplet at the end. This one, since I like the 3 at the end, I'm gonna put this one back. Alright, I'm gonna switch that. I'm gonna take this one up and I'll bring this one back down, because I kind of like how it starts with that, with the open hi-hat right there. Now maybe, we'll take this one up. Bring that one up some. Alright, so we'll work with that right there. I like that. And so now we have 3 different patterns. And here, I'll even make a 4th one, just for posterity's sake. We're gonna take and duplicate this one, right? But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take all the hi-hats out. And then we could put a couple of more in. Kind of get creative with some of that. Bring up the velocity a little bit. Right. So now we got all of these 4 patterns to really mess around with. Now, let's go into the sample group. Now, the really cool thing we can do here now is we can go to sample. We can go to edit. And this is the actual sample. All right. Then we can do slices. Now we can grid slice these and go like that. All right. And we can see, and we can change to how many slices we're looking for. Also, you can go ahead and drag these right to the beginning of it so you can really nail the actual sound. and because this sample doesn't have much in the ways of variety, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of does this. Alright. We'll see if we can slice out. I don't know. Let's see what this one feels like. Alright, so that one really doesn't do much for us. Let me see what this third. I like this one better. So it's these two really. Okay. So now that we kind of have the two slices we're looking for, maybe I'll extend this one out a little bit more. Take it all the way up to here. And then we'll take this one and we'll bring it essentially out to where it drops right about there. So now that we have the two samples that I want out of this slicing procedure, we're going to go ahead and grab it, drag it onto each one of them, each slicer, onto individual sounds. So we're going to drag this one onto sound 2 and this one onto sound 3. Now, what does that give us? We come out of sampling mode now. So now that gives us these two pieces. But you see how they play over each other, right? I don't want that. So what we're going to do is the same thing I showed you guys before. We're going to take for each one of these sounds, right? And we're going to go into a little plug area right here for the sound. Jazz Blaze! What's going on, Mom? Welcome to the cast. Jazz Blaze is actually the owner of No Filter Radio. So one of our sponsors is present with us today. And No Filter Entertainment, may I add. So now again, what we're going to do, I'm going to take this out of pitch and envelope. Again, and I'm going to put it to ADSR. So when I hit the button, right? So as opposed to it playing all the way out like the other one, for instance, I don't want it to play all the way out. I want it to be button sensitive for if I'm going to be playing this thing, I want it to actually be playing until I let go of the button. You know what I mean? Like that. So let's do that same thing. Let's do that same thing with that. And now what we're going to do is ADSR. So we have two of them now. You know? So we can actually now play a pattern with this chopped up sample. But I did just get an idea. If you put this into AHD mode, nothing. All right. Oh, yeah. I remember how to do this. So even if you are in one-shot mode, let's say, all right, I'll put them both back into one-shot mode. There is a way to make sure that they don't get in each other's way. And let me remember how to do that shit. Yes, here. All right. So this, we're going to, it's called a choke. So what we're going to do, we're going to choke. 2. And 3. Let's see if I got that right. Nope, not choke. So let's see here now. Oh, choke group, dumbass. Okay, so let's put both of these into choke group 1. Which means they're supposed to cancel each other out when you hit them. You know what I mean? So it'll go. Now they'll still loop over each other like that. But they won't loop over each other. That's what happens when you choke a group out. And you can put them both into separate choke groups, or if you have a bunch of stuff set up over here and you want some stuff to interfere and play over each other and some stuff not to, this is how you would set it up in these choke groups. All right. So, having said that, let's get out of here. And now what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take this pattern, this entire thing, I'm going to duplicate it. All right, and then we see another one come up over here, because I know you could only see the first 3 groups because of the camera here. But better off y'all see the machine than anything else. But at least you see the first 3 kind of setups here. Fix that up a little bit. Yeah, something like that. All right, so, and now I'm going to go ahead and delete the sample. And remember now, this is a copied pattern, so this is kind of its own individual. If we go back to the other pattern, everything is all right, just as we left it. Now, I think I still want to put these into. Yeah, I still want to put these into ADSR. But they're choked out no matter what, so it's not really going to affect what we're doing here. Alright, so I'll just use the same pattern. I'll play something out, you know. We might use it for something, we might not. You know what I mean? But let's see. Kind of dig that. Turn on record and wait for that sucker to circle around. Hey. And again, shift quantize. And that's how you cut it. You know what I mean? Change my scaling a little bit to 32. Maybe even 64. Kind of do a little surgery to it. Bring the volumes down a little bit. All right. Feel like adding a little more drums into one of these patterns. Let's see how that works. Yeah, it's funny as hell. I just had somebody say that this beat sounds like the Pornhub intro. Yeah! I love it. I like that. That shit is hilarious. Hey. And wait a minute, how do you know what the sound of the Pornhub intro is, yo? I don't even know that shit. I never knew they had a fucking intro song. Way to go, guys. You're coming up in the world. Hey, hey, hey. tell you what. Let me smoke something real fast. Then we're gonna add some more stuff to this bad bitch. See what we can get. You know. Stay tuned. Yeah. Ow. Alright, let's see what we got happening here. My Twitch people, speak up. I can see y'all chilling silently. Say something. Holla. Hey, 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 hey. I think that open hi-hat's a little too loud. I like that. That's good. Now, what else can we add to this mess? Start a new group. And the reason I start a new group for a new instrument, it's just easier to arrange it later. Trust me. Yerp. Mode. Okay, right there. Right. Dead this sample for a minute. Let me try to do something here. Let me switch up the layouts a little bit. Diminish. Let's do this. Alright, fuck it. Let's lay that down. Even though the sample isn't playing and it might not match up at all, sometimes I give 3 fucks because I can switch the whole instrumental around. That's just the magic of doing this shit, but I kind of like that bass line. So, pattern button. It's already set on pattern up here, very important. Pattern 1. Pull it out to 4 bars in my case. And now we're ready to play. Okay, here we go. Shift quantize. Now we do minor corrections. Easiest way would be to bring your grid back to 116 so you could easily see where the correct points would be. It's all on point. Now, the cool thing I like about Machine is once you lay out a pattern, right? I call it reskinning. You could just start selecting different basses out of the ones you have, or different sounds, and just see what sounds right. So this is the 3-octave sub bass, and I like it, so we're gonna put a little star next to the bitch. But now I'm gonna cycle through a few more basses to see if any one of them is cooler. So let them take a little bit to load. Narrow the group down a little bit. Best of. What is best of? Alright, let's see what a best of is. Now here, messing with the velocities is important. The way that each one of the keys, the little sub keys, is gonna hit. And also, some pretty fun shit you can do here is if you change the grid to, let's say, 132, right? And you chop off a little bit of each end, it should recycle that background. Da, da, da. Let's see. So I want to try it in all parts right now. Kind of like it more linked together, but sometimes that gives it a little bit of a dynamic with these layered sounds. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna copy this sound because I would like to layer it with a bass. And you know what? For the sake of the lesson, let's put them into the same whatchamacallit, into the same group. Now, the first thing we're gonna do, now obviously, add the sound. Now they're gonna feel like they're playing on top of each other now because, well, they are. So we're gonna paste. So now there's two of them playing. And now we're gonna go back to bass, and let's say we're gonna choose the one I was doing before. That makes some fucking grisly shit. Alright, so now we can play around with this. A little bit of a dubstep vibe to it. Now see here, now when we come back to this section right here, this is where we're gonna wanna get our different patterns going. So like, let's say I duplicate this pattern, right? So we'll take this pattern, we're gonna duplicate it. Alright. And I had an idea just now. I'm gonna go a little bit of a true dubstep situation here. Yeah. Right there. So something like that. Don't forget to save your projects. Don't be like me. Shift save. Often. Let me do a little hi-hats with this. Like those better. So we'll take all this and drag it down here. All right, that's something. Take this last bit out right here. And remember now, this is only one pattern that I've just done this to. So the rest of them are still going to be now. I wonder if we layer them, right? So we'll take this, shift, copy, Alright. Select this one. And we'll do Shift Paste. I like the layering. And now what we could also do, right? Let's say we'll pan them to the left and the right a little bit. So you can kind of hear them both, but not just enough. You know what? I'll just pan the hi-hats. Yeah. Now, the real scary part is turning the sample back on and realizing it doesn't fit at all anymore, which we're gonna do now. Yeah, that doesn't fit at all anymore. So this sample is no longer viable to what we're doing, but we got something going here. Now, the next thing I'm gonna play with, since we copied this pattern, right, I'm gonna take and turn this off. And in the second one, never mind. So muting it doesn't change through the group, but that's okay. So for pattern 1, I'll just delete the whole fucking thing. And now when we turn it on, right, and you can turn it off at any minute. That's the good thing about the patterns, the copying of the patterns. So, you know, you could even set this up to essentially live mix a beat if you're somewhere and you have it layered up and everything, you know? And just kind of tweak the patterns out a little bit. A. And now, I also want to make one that is just a 3 octave, right? So we're going to do it again. Pattern duplicate. All right? And then we're going to take off the top. And that brings us into just that. Now, but if I want to, it would be like... So you understand the significance of the different patterns. So when you're mixing this thing, when you're arranging the actual project, you're gonna have all of these patterns you've created to choose from. You know what I'm saying? To build up the scenes. I'm gonna work with this because now I can add more stuff to this right here. And let's see. Unofficial sponsor of the GodMode podcast tonight, Twisted Tea. like this right here. What I'm gonna do is turn these back normal, but over here, ta-ta-ta right here. I want a ta-ta-ta right there. Alright, so we'll do a ba-da-da. Let's see if that'll work. Alright. Right, I like that. So now we're going to add another group, as I want to add another instrument. Do a little synth lead. Let's see what we can do here. Right away, I'm going to set up a pattern. Run it out to 4 bars. This is keyboard mode. Cool, but no. And I did raise it an octave higher because I want to kind of give it a contrast and see what we're working with. I have, like, just to give you an idea, I have a ridiculous amount of each one of these. So it's essentially the first one I find that sounds good, and I recommend you guys do the same thing. Don't linger on sound selection, because as I just showed you, you can reskin these things as long as you have your pattern played out. So don't dwell on sound selection. Let's go for something. Let's do some lo-fi. That's some weird shit. Layered. Okay, let's do some layered. This almost scares me right here, because well, we already have one of those. see what else we got. I like the pattern, so I'm gonna play out the pattern like I told you, and then we're gonna reskin this shit until we feel happy with it. You know what I'm saying? And the more layers you build up like this, again, the easier it becomes when we start arranging it, because right now, all we have is a 4-bar loop playing at the end of the day. Now, it feels like a forever track already, but that's only because it's looping, you know? And we're gonna need all of this to set up the actual track in its entirety. But this is what I like to do. I like to layer everything in one scene before I go ahead and stretch it out to set up the actual track and its length. Now again, 15 million ways to skin a cat. This is just how I do it. All right, let's go. All right, so now I'm gonna bring my grid back up to 16 and go ahead and shift quantize. All right, so now we have those. All right. Let's see how it sounds with the other layer of the bass. A mess, which is okay, because with this it sounds cool, and there's going to be different parts to this track, so, and we could always lower the volume down and all that good stuff, but let's try to reskin it and see what we get. Alright, so that could be just another part of this thing. See, just by turning the volume down on it, I like how it's this is what I mean by live arrangement. Alright. I like where I'm going with this. Shift save. Save your projects. All the time. What's going on, Dave? Good to see you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Back in the saddle, man. Alright, let me take a little smoke break. I think we're gonna add one or two more things, and then we're gonna start the arrangement process. Yeah. Wow! Whoa. All right. I noticed that some stuff stopped playing. I need to see why. Why have our trigger groups stopped triggering? Good question. Good question. And I don't know is the answer. Because it's still playing here. This one doesn't want to play anymore. And I bet you it's weird. All right. This is why I say save the projects, because shit like this can happen. Without knowledge as to why the hell it did happen. So here's what we could try to do to salvage this situation here. Alright, because even though I want to know, see, this sound stopped playing on us. This one does. This one does not. Let's see if it's muted. Mute. No. No. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. What we'll do is maybe, we'll load up a recent track, right? Save this one. Fuck you. Let's load up a recent one. Let's do this one. Right. And then we're going to reload this track and see what happens. Because sometimes these things do occur. This is one of my popular tracks right here. Hey, we did this one live over a year ago. And last night, I played this at a beat showcase. It got good reviews. All right. So now that we've played a little of that, let's open up recent again. And let's see if this son of a bitch wants to start playing now. Because God knows. Now you see, stupid things like this are solvable by stupid things like this. Let's go again. Now, for reason XYZ, it switched my octave level. So we're going to shift the octave. Now, that's where I was. Okay, now let's bring these down. And this is how you fix shit live. No, I like these. Now we're gonna find another sound for this little thing here. Synth lead. Let's go with synth lead and let's go with like something bright. So now I got to change it in all of these. All right. Gotta bring it down one more octave. There we go. There it is. I'm starting not to like this pattern too much. That's neat. Let's place it. Fucked up. There we go. See, now that sound works with the both of them. Right. And this could be the verse section. I spit my shit right here. Yeah. I suggest you never test me. For John Boy, turn the gun boy, dumb boy. Send a shell around your way with young boys. From what I heard, it's easy to take him. You duck him, buck him. Then my son, Asalama, wrap him in bricks and lake him. There ain't no reason. Oh shit, I like that. Yeah. I'm hearing something. Yeah. Save your projects. Constantly. Okay, we're gonna tone this down a little bit. And this one is going to come in every 8. So I'm not too worried about that just yet. You see, Ty, it switched all up on us, man. It switched all up on us now. Yeah. Add me another kick drum over here. There it is. Yeah. think I'm gonna delete the hi-hats entirely from this and just leave those shakers in. Fix this drum pattern. I like how that looks now. I'm gonna probably wind up arranging this, and then I think I want to shoot some people in the fucking face. Hey. Maybe I'll be listening to this while I do it. Bong, 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 bong. Okay. Alright, so I would suspect we need one more sound. Stabs and hits. Let's see what we can do with stabs and hits. Alright. I'll tell you what. Let's arrange this fucker a little bit and see where we're at. I should play the sample at the beginning just to fucking say that there's gonna be a sample and let this shit just drop into this. And just minus the sample. Yeah, I think it's just evil enough. My YouTube people, what up? My Twitch people, what up? My Facebook people, what up? Talk to me. Alright, so what we're gonna do for this arrangement situation, we're gonna take this whole scene, because we know it's 4 bars, and we're gonna duplicate it. Alright? So what I like to do is have an 8-bar intro, then I go right into the verse, 16-bar verse, 8-bar hook, times 2. So essentially, you hit scene, duplicate, bong, 1. So that's our intro right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our verse. 1, 2. That's our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our verse. 1, 2. That's our hook. We literally just made a whole song. Because we'll go to Shift Navigate now. And that's our whole piece right there. Now, why do I do this bullshit? Is because now I can select each scene in here and we can arrange it essentially. So in scene 1, obviously, we're going to take the drums out. Scene 2, we're going to take the drums out. And this is where it's going to drop, right? We're going to take this one out of here. And by the time it loops around, we would have had a situation here. Now, you know I can't make a beat without putting in my GodMode shit.
GodMode.
And we're gonna put this GodMode in right here. So from scene 1, we're going to remove it. We don't need that. Scene 2, we're going to need it. So right at the end,
God mode.
alright, so let's say somewhere right here. Right here, we're going to start with the bass.
God mode.
Every 8 bar. So we're gonna skip this. I'm gonna take out all these God modes here. I'll leave one right before the hook. Alright. Here is gonna be the God mode. We're gonna take this out. And we're gonna take this and go into use a God mode right here. Let's put that back up there. And in such a way, we're going to start arranging this track to what we're looking for here, more or less. Now, I haven't started tweaking with the drums yet, but we're going to get to that part in a second. Save your projects.
God mode.
Bong, 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 bong. Yo, fuck around and get it twisted though. It's just another way for boy to spit the Brooklyn biscuit off. I get the bitty ball, for me get the bitty ball, I'm missing the bitty ball. Yeah. Okay, I have to spit to this shit. Now right here, let's. Now here we're going to eliminate the drums altogether with, and here we're going to put like that. Take this pattern, duplicate it, erase the end. Trace the end like so. Let's bring it back to that. Pattern duplicate, and we're gonna get rid of that last hi-hat, that last snare drum. So this is the arrangement process already, and look how far we've gotten, and we have two verses and two hooks already. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm gonna put that back in there later. So now on the fourth here, we're gonna put another God mode.
GodMode Studios.
Yeah. Okay, here we could start to build. And on this hook, I will reverse it. I like that better. I'm going to reverse it for the other hook too. And a little build up. Hey. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, here it's gonna build up, right? So we're gonna take and shift it. See how that works. Putting in a different pattern where the end is cut off for the hooks. I'm gonna loop it to where it starts from verse 1 to make it easier.
GodMode.
Yeah. Boom. I like this. All right, let me take a smoke break, and we'll see what else we can do here. Ow! Boom, boom, boom.
GodMode.
Yeah. All right. So looks like one of my bass went out again. Motherfucker. But I know how to fix this now. As stupid as it is, if it keeps happening, we're going to keep doing it. GodMode. Now. And let's load this bitch back again. I don't know why this is happening, but I'm not give a fuck enough. Because I'm going to fix this right here. So I like when I say fuck, it gives me 3 stars or 4 stars. Fuck, 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 fuck. Let's try this again. Oh, now you want to fucking play, right? Yeah. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Ba-da-da-da. You know, it's weird. That shit coincides with me changing my little thing here on Streamlabs. I wonder if Streamlabs is causing the fuckery. Hey, what up? Hey, hey, I'm weapon on. Hey, hey, I'm weapon on. Let's do this one time. I'm weapon on. This is where the hook should be. I'm weapon on. Okay. One time. I'm weapon on, and like the cold air intake with sniper's breath, I'm gonna cold air intake like click blow, sending the lyrical bullet by the half mile. Shit, I hit him in the temple, then rechamber around. Go full auto, bell-fed machine style. I'm weapon on, short shot, cold-hearted. Hum beats bar for bar. Don't get my gun started. Target acquisition come with GodMode precision. With the infrared beam, I see right through your bullshit with clear vision. Oh shit, I'm on a mission. Ride the rev limiter till I burn the transmission. Thoughts missing, huh? Thoughts missing. Yeah, there you go. It works. I'm a bar short. I'm 4 bars short on that verse, but. You know what? Let's take it from. Let me do a verse that actually has 16 bars in it. That may help. Let's go again. Yo. John Bunter. Twisted Tea, unofficial sponsor of the GodMode podcast tonight. Okay. I suggest you never test me. For John Boy, turn the gun boy, dumb boy, send a shell around your way with young boys. From what I heard, it's easy to take 'em. You duck 'em, buck 'em, then my son Asalama wrap 'em in bricks and lake 'em. There ain't no current to take 'em, I'll leave 'em fish food and let the crustaceans flake 'em. Cause Pano River, Pano Bank, body parts won't be washing up in plastic bags. By the time shit is found, the DNA don't match. Car crush, John on the beach with my new crush. I hope none of these motherfuckers wish me ill will. I cut 'em with the same Tori Hanzo used to kill Bill, so chill. I'm still missing a fucking 4 bar, but okay. Alright. How about I find one that actually has it? Yo. Yeah. I remember. Yeah. Alright, let's check this out. It's cool, I made the call it coming out the word to the Brooklonic, bringing this that H1N1 Ebola chronic. I'm on it blazing up the city, shit is type bubonic. Roll up in my G-Class, my rim color hydroponic. This chrome blind them as I fly past 6 gear with Nas. Yeah, I try to move fast, matter of fact, you are been past. Swinging around the elliptical orbit of movers and shakers, so fuck your stats. Coming up out of the corner in threes, drifting a bitch initial D. My tires are blooming, the rubber is burning. A matter of fact, I'm blazing weed. Slow down, that's what they told me. I'll Jedi your mind tricks. You villains don't know I got my fresh cut right out the kitchen. Oh, I run with a hammer. I know that gun fool, dropping lyrical bodies almost like hollows are volleyed. No way shit could be stopped once my clip drop. See, that works. Yeah, see, that works. You see, that works. Yes. Yes. All right.
GodMode.
Nice. I think we have a winner for this evening. You know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying, because I know what I'm saying. What? Anyway, I like this. This is a good one. And I think I'm gonna do a little of shooting people in the face in about 15-20 minutes. Do a little double header tonight. Why not? Having said that, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me tonight and building this bad motherfucker with me. Again, big shout outs to Jazz Blaze, No Filter Radio, No Filter Entertainment. Real dope fucking showcase that she did yesterday at the DO's Clubhouse in Brooklyn. Real fantastic, and I was glad to be a part of it, and hopefully I'll be a part of more of them. But again, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me tonight. And as always, y'all,